Good morning. It is Monday, June 3rd. If you can believe it, JV, we are 90 days out. Ready for it? September 1st.
Oh, that makes me want to throw up a little. How
Oh,
about the rest of you?
all right. Welcome to the Monday Morning Vomit with JV, everybody. Good morning.
No, I know. It
Oh,
just like time, even when your children are saying to you that they can't believe how quickly time is going
yeah.
by, like that's when it gets, yeah. And we're sitting here saying September 1st. That's amazing to me.
'Twas 90 days out from September 1st. Yeah, I saw the Nola Katie this morning. She usually slides in here before the elves finish cobbling shoes. And yeah, I saw your boys on Facebook. Cameron graduated. I said, it's screaming by, and I don't have any less gray hair. And she's like, well, you look great, which I know somebody paid her to say that. So I owe somebody a $30 bill, but I appreciate it. We're above water, JV. We're above water. So 90 days out from September 1st, DTD2, not a Star Wars character, although Nathan would love it to be a Star Wars character. It is due to the database too. It keeps us out of call bias. You ramble through your phone, and what inherently happens is people are just like, you know what? I'll call Babs because she never picks up. Like, we make the safe dial. So we want to make sure we're moving through our entire phone. You're calling your P's and your L's. You'll notice Gary and everyone at KW did this in concert with terms you'll hear. Like, there's A and W, which is obviously a root beer. There's B and E. There's P and L, profit and loss. But you're calling your P's and your L's, and you're texting your V's this week to make sure you're moving through your phone. We are here with JV. We're going to talk about a contest that we dreamed up last week, and I think an email went out on Friday, I do believe, which is pretty cool. I saw that. So we're going to get to that in just a second. Ignite today with the hair, Chase Barlow. If you haven't seen it, it's wonderful. He's going to be in Portsmouth and on Keller Ignite. It's session 14, Win the Buyer. So we're getting close, JV. Monday the 17th is the last session. Then we take the summer off. Then we're back for September and October for the third round of Ignite. We do it every 2 months, I should say. So Chase is live and in person today, session 14 here in Portsmouth. Win the Buyer, also on KellerIgnite.com. If you missed any of those and you're feeling frisky after hours, you can always go to KWCLMHub.com, go to the learning videos, and all the Ignite sessions are there. So grab a box of wine, make yourself super smart. Don't drink if you're going to talk to people and sign contracts. But if you're going to try to learn, you want to take the edge off, and you want to get a little ignited. And I don't know what you're doing at 420. That wasn't a social comment, but who knows? Who knows? No judgment. It's legal in all states except for New Hampshire, JV. And we could use the money, couldn't we?
Well,
doesn't
yes.
it seem weird? It seems weird. Like, all live free or die, and everything except for the hemp monster. I don't know. We'll get there at some point. That's a different show. 1 o'clock. You're asking the brokers. That's at KellerTV.com. You'll probably get the illustrious Jason L. Westcott. It's Lewisius is the middle name. Jason L. Westcott. I'm just kidding. I'm making that up. I know his middle name, and I'm forgetting it now.
Oh,
That's killing me. That's a random, awkward question on the golf course. Like, every few rounds, I'm like, what is your middle name again? But I can't. Do you know what his middle name is? Or is it a deep, dark secret? I'm going to go with Lewisius. Jason L. Westcott. I'm going with Lewisius. And then it's his dad. It's related to his dad. It's killing me now that I can't remember. Then Make Money Mondays is 2 o'clock every Monday. That's the region. The link is too long. It's a bit.ly, but it's a longly bit.ly. So we shove it into the morning news so you can find that. That's the region taking you through some marketing collateral and some deep thoughts and some interviews and some conversations every Monday at 2, Make Money Mondays. So JV is here. We're going to talk about swinging or swimming into the summer. So what does this look like? What does this look like? We're basically asking you to make sure that you're conscious of the fact that we're here to build your growth tree for you. So you want to talk about this, JV, a little bit?
Yeah. So, we were talking about, originally it came out of talking about bold, which I know you love, and it makes you cringe every time we say the word.
Who does?
But talking about a reverse bold 100 and what does that look like? And one of the things that we thought about was, could we, as the leadership team, bring something as a reverse bold 100 to be attracting talent to our brokerage through all of our wonderful agents. I mean, who else is, I think we do deals every day, and I was just as guilty of it when I was in production. I mean, I have a downline, but in if I could go back and turn back time, like, it's that hindsight being 2020. If we knew today what we, 10 years ago, what difference would that have made
Mhm.
in our worlds? So we put together this reverse bold 100. We want to help you, the agents, our lovely associates, to in turn build your growth trees. And by creating a warm handoff. And when we say warm handoff, we mean it's not just give me a name and have me call them. We want there to be some sort of relationship that, I've given Jen your name. She's going to be reaching out to you to have a phone call about joining Keller Williams, or at least to meet, to talk about what all the amazing things we have to offer.
Yeah, so this is what it does not look like. It's not a knock on JV's door and like, hey, so I'm in the middle of doing an agent. She's got dark hair and she's at Coldwell, and you shut the door. Like
Yeah.
JV's got enough going on. She's not sleuthing to figure out who the brunette is, and we don't have height, we don't have weight. We have like the worst artist sketch ever, right? There's a brunette at Coldwell that I'm doing a deal with, and then we have to figure out the rest of it. So it's yeah, it's, hey, JV, I'm working with this girl, Katie. She's over at Red Post. It's going really well. She's super on top of things. And I feel like there might be a little bit of a gap in her business. She seems to be mentioning X. We're coming up on closing. I'm booking it in Coastal, right across from JV's office, by the way. And you can do this anywhere, don't forget, because JV's got a door down here. JV's got a door in NoCo. JV, we'll figure it out. Like, don't worry about us figuring out the logistics, but just if you are going to have a closing here in Portsmouth, you book it in Coastal or any of those across the hall. But I used to use Coastal because that was so simple, right? Because then the TL can leave their door open. And then they're like, oh, my God, look at that. The closing's done. And, hey, we're closing at 11. We should be done around 12-ish. I'm going to knock on your door. Then JV has the chance to open Broker Metrics and be like, hey, Katie, how you doing? Come on in. And then the door gets shut. JV has the rest of the conversation. JV starts talking to Katie about her numbers, which people at her office probably have never done. I shouldn't assume, but I will. It's Monday, and I can't wait to get started. So in the grand scheme of things, let us take the conversation for you. Let us build your growth tree. So this is, this is self-serving for everyone in the conversation. We call it an all partners meeting next Wednesday at 12 in Portsmouth. We call it an all partners meeting because everyone here is in partnership with our owner, Nathan, to build the company. And that's what profit share is all about. It's the money that Nathan has decided per the charter. When I have my owner's profit, so we get company dollar. Can we do the math real quick so people understand? We're going to do a drive-by profit share class. This week, actually today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, Tristan and Kaylee will be under lock and key transmitting. It's a verb. It's like where do you summer? Nantucket, of course. They'll be transmitting through Wednesday. We have to tell Gary our story from May. Then Gary figures out and everybody has to do this on time because profit share could be anywhere. That's a whole nother story. The point is we have company dollar that comes in from everyone that pays company dollar, those who are uncapped. Then we have to pay our debt, which we agree that we don't run any debt ever. So all that gets paid. What's left over is owner's profit. So Nate rolls around in that for 10 minutes, and then we kick him out of the room. And then Nate has decided 52% goes with ownership, 48% goes back to the agents who helped grow the company. And if you currently are experiencing zeros, either in your growth tree or in your deposit on the 21st of every month, we want to help you with that. So we said, how can we do a reverse bold? And this is how we're going to do it. You bring warm leads to any one of us so we can make sure that JV gets into conversation with them. And then those people join, we protect the conversation for you. And when it gets to the point where they're asked who is procuring cause for you to come play with us, we can say you, and then we get them signed up and you build your growth tree and they get here and their business expands. How we're going to do this, here's what's really in it for you besides the consistent ongoing impact of passive income through 401 KW. You're also going to get a chance to choose how you want to kick off the summer. Choose wisely, and Nate's involved in both. I apologized. I tried to get him ejected, but he's going to be there. I'm just kidding. So it's a boat day with Nate and JV and you and a friend, or it's a golf day with you and JV and Nate and a friend, and not Nate's friend, your friend. So you get to bring a guest to go on the boat, a boat day, or to go golfing. They're both pretty precarious. I mean, Nate's a great captain. Don't stand in front of him when he's driving, though. And I don't mean the boat. I mean the golf club. But anyway, so it's swing or swim into summer. And what we're going to do, every warm lead that people deliver to JV And the growth department, Brittany, any one of us, just get us a warm lead so we can have the conversation with them. Any warm lead that you deliver is a quote unquote ping pong ball. And then we're going to do a random number generator, and then we'll figure it out from there. So it's obviously going to help if you have more ping pong balls, although that never works for the Celtics ever, right? I think the one time we had the most ping pong balls, we got like the number 2 pick, and he was a bust. I can't remember his name now, but anyway.
Usually it's a bust. Anyways.
It's always a bust, but it's going to be great on Thursday, JV. We're staying positive for Thursday.
Always. No, and just so you know, we might have changed it up. You get to pick. You can actually get to pick your leader. Like it could actually be you that somebody is.
Nobody's picking me.
This way.
It's a no. Nobody wants any more of this anyway. And I think it behooves you now. Now here's another curveball. What if you won? What if you won your opportunity to swing or swim into the summertime, and then the guest you chose was maybe another agent from another brokerage?
Oh,
and now they get to spend an inordinate amount of time with our fearless leader Nicholas Dickless and JV having conversations around golf or out on the boat. I think that's the play. Not that you shouldn't bring a friend, but obviously if you've got a great relationship with somebody playing across the street and you know maybe a day with, definitely a day with JV, maybe not a day with Nate. But anyway, JV will be there to smooth it. Yeah, Nate's the cake, JV's the wonderful frosting. And it's not chocolate because she hates chocolate, just so you know.
I can't eat chocolate.
And we're going to continue this. We're kicking it off with this in June. What we're going to do in September, and I'm going to let the cat out of the bag a little bit here. What we're probably going to do in September is do a reverse bold, again for you guys, on Growth Tree, this kind of a contest. And then we're going to do one where we have a prize for anyone who wants to get involved to do reverse bold. So we're going to supply you with the prize to do a reverse bold of your own to your clients. And I mean, I'm thinking if we're thinking September-ish, JV, if we did it in September, might be a cool time to get a television to watch the Patriots lose in like 4K, 8K. I don't know, because they're going to be terrible. You heard it here first. It's going to be 3 years of mediocrity, and then we're going to be on to another coach, but that's beside the point. So I don't know what we're going to do for a prize, but we might do a double reverse bold in September. Ooh. I'm proposing that. And I get to say that because Nate ultimately has to buy the TV, so it's fine. It's going to be great. But we're going to be so successful in June, it's not going to matter. So those are the rules. It's not that complicated. Who do you know that we should know? That's the question you should be asking. Who are you working with right now that's a co-broke? The person, and quite honestly, in the grand scheme of things, are we looking for people that are playing elsewhere that are already in the industry? That's always our goal. We want to add massive talent to the market center. It could be the barista that does a great job at Starbucks. Like, we need you to think about anyone that you've ever thought I should talk to them if they've explored the thought of joining real estate, because we can start that pathway too. But ultimately, first things first, who do you know that we should know that's at another place and they do a great job and you think they would be a cultural fit? You'd want to be in business with them. You'd love for them to be a peer under this roof. That's the way to think about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like getting to pick your neighbor from that perspective.
Yep.
When we're thinking about listings and reaching out to our people, who do you know? And it is one of those things. We have this great opportunity to be able to share all the amazing things that we do here as a brokerage. And the further I have conversations with people about what is being offered at other places, we're heads and tails above anything. And I mean, look, the business planning that you're doing at the end of the month, all of that, who is talking to their people about these types of things? They just aren't. So how can we in turn help people be or build bigger lives, as well as it helps you create that passive income that comes through profit share.
Yep. Halftime Business Planning Clinic is coming up on Thursday, June 27th, 2 days prior to Saturday, June 29th, which is JV's 29th birthday. Very important.
Again.
So excited. I actually just saw, I want to call him Dirk Nowitzki because I always do, Ethan Ash in the hallway, and it was his birthday last week. And I just saw him early this morning, and I said, hey, I missed your birthday. I said, 22 again. He said, yes, 11th anniversary. So, which I would never guess. I would have put him creeping around just below 30, but he's apparently 33.
Now we have to do the 40 under 40.
He looks great for his height. Yes. So don't overthink it. Here's what you need to remember. No one's going to be offended. This is our biggest concern is I don't want to bother people. I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be recruiting. We don't want you to be recruiting because we know you don't want to do that. And that's not supposed to be on your plate. You're supposed to be in relationship and then in referral status. And then just give us the person that we should be talking to. And then once JV has that conversation, she does the recruiting. That's what she's here for. So don't feel like you need to be salesy. It's about having conversations. Your next home inspection, how often do you sort of stand around and you're talking about everything else, but you do touch on business, and maybe they explain a gap, or maybe you can talk about a gap that you had that got solved by a crime with a tool that we have under this roof. In the immortal words of Linda McKissick, she has her best attraction conversations, and think of it in that regard, attraction conversations, when she doesn't mention KW.
Yep.
You know, I use my KW app, and then I use my KW this, and that. Just don't stop rubber stamping everything with KW because they don't want to hear it. And that sounds, she white boxes everything. Well, so I use my CRM, and then blah, 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 and then this class and that class. And then they find out that all that stuff is intrinsic to what we do. And you can invite people to anything. And I know we've said this a million times, JV. The one class I wouldn't invite somebody to is profit share.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like inviting somebody to a hunting class. Like, could you put these antlers on and go stand in the field? Like, they're going to feel like the chum in the water. It's just a little goofy. Once they get here, yes, but I would not invite someone who's not playing with us yet to a profit share class necessarily. To talk to them about the opportunity, sure, but that should probably not be their seminal class. I think this month, Thursday, June 27th, we're also going to be online for that too. So if somebody's more comfortable, I'd invite you guys to make sure that they have a conversation with JV, but then JV can deem if they'd be more comfortable being on camera, because sometimes people don't want to march into our building. It's going to be online too. So that's going to be in Portsmouth and on Killer TV. Don't overthink it, overdo it. Think about the passive income that you might not be experiencing. Or if you've got gaps in your profit share, because people have a massive month and then a 0 month because you don't have anybody in your profit share growth tree that is profitable that month, you're going to see a 0.
Well, and somebody said, they had put somebody at like they don't recruit anymore because the one person that they put into, referred to another market center, wasn't a profitable market center, and there was no benefit to them.
Yep.
And it is one of those things. Like, has anybody we're pretty profitable if you are reading the.
Well, and that's
so why
something to be aware of.
Why would you miss that opportunity? I don't know. And the reality is, there are profit centers that are just starting or that haven't reached that level of it. But we profit share every single month. Well, look at the opportunity that's out there.
Yeah, we had probably in the first handful of years, a market center might be on the struggle bus because they're not at the head count yet. So they're just not doing enough production yet to get over that hump and to be profitable. Again, it is profit share. So if you do have people in your growth tree, and this is a general conversation, if you have people in your growth tree and you're seeing zeros, that's a great opportunity to make sure you're going back into your growth tree and calling those people and seeing where the gap is for them, right? Because the job is, our goal is for all of you, and Mo Anderson will say this all the time, get that first line of your growth tree, get it to the dirty dozen, 12 to 15 people, and talent begets talent, and they start to attract more people, and then their first line becomes your second line, so forth and so on. And the reason it goes 7 levels deep is we want you guys to have passive income that turns into generational wealth that could live far beyond your grandchildren's grandchildren, and it could do that. And with the recent vote, everything stays the same, which is good. So don't overthink it. Who do you know that we should know, and simply get those warm leads. Her name's Jessica. She's at Red Post. She's been in it for 4 years, and I feel like she could really use help with X, right? And the way you tee up the conversation on the other end is you just give that person a call. Say, hey, Jessica, this is Timmy over at KW. Thanks for meeting me at the property. I really appreciate how patient you've been. I know my clients are asking a lot of questions. I really appreciate your help on this. I was raving about you to my TL, Jennifer Vashon, and she was so impressed that I brought to speech that I was working with somebody, because that doesn't happen that often. And she wanted to call and thank you for being a great co-broke. So promise me when she calls, you'll take her call. And it's that
well,
simple. And even if she says no, when JV calls, she'll still be intrigued because nobody on Planet America JV, and you know this because you're a former college athlete, nobody sat in gym class in the 4th grade and said, I hope they don't pick me. I hope they don't pick me. Everybody wants to be chosen. Like, everybody wants to be recruited. Everyone wants to be picked. So even if they eschew your advances, as it were, and they're like, oh, no, I'm very happy where I am, just ask them if they would be willing to explore happier. It's that simple. And you don't have to worry about all that kind of stuff because when it gets to that line where you are like, I really need some help, that's when you call JV, 603-682-3218. And she takes care of it for you.
How do you know these numbers off the top of your head?
It's the autism. Cameron got it from somebody. 472 matches. There's still 5 in the box.
I love it. But you know what's interesting is I am making calls around our closings right now, just to open up conversations with people. And I have been so pleasantly surprised. And it's not even surprise. Like it is just like, it's one of those things where the level of pride that I have from talking to some of these co-brokes and how amazing you are, like our agents are to deal with. I've had so many good calls with co-brokes where they're like, oh, your agent was fantastic, really knew what they were doing, had a few conversations about compensation because they didn't ask. And so it is really interesting to have these conversations. Like, I don't think our agents realize like how good, like what those relationships can be with other co-brokes and how much they do appreciate the good work of a person getting a deal to the finish line. Nobody's gonna tell you that just outright. I mean, sometimes people will. So I shouldn't say that. Sometimes people will. But when you start talking to them, like, hey, how's everything? How is it at EXP or wherever? Because that's where they're standing, they're going to say they're good, right? Yeah. And you just keep asking questions and share your experience and like Linda McKissick says, white box it as much as possible. And it's not that we shouldn't be proud of who we are, but I think when she just said when you clean up your language a little bit and you just talk about your experience and the you make the tools very generic. And then when people are just like, oh, well, how do you get that? Or where do you get that? No, it's something my office offers me, blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. We skated past the numbers and you teed it up for me like women's volleyball, but I'm 5'9", so I got cut freshman year. Anyway, you teed it right up for me and I missed it. So we are very profitable. You guys need to understand that you guys absolutely crush it. We are always fighting with our friends at Metropolitan over in Bedford, our dear friends up in Greater Portland. They kicked us in the face this past month. You guys were great. We were like 68,000 in profit share, but they were like, I think they hit 100,000 or something. They had some. They were 102, I think.
Yeah, they shut off the heat or something. Crazy. I don't know what they did. Doesn't matter. Gary calls New England the Golden Triangle, and you guys consistently, I think last year, our market center closed out in owner's profit, which is how we're rated. Just so you understand, Gary's not like they have the nicest sidewalks. They have the most awkward ladies' room with a ladder to the roof. That doesn't make any sense because nobody mapped that out appropriately. Like that's not how he does it. Because you could say, well, this market center makes the most money. Well, you can make all the money in the world, but if you don't retain profit because your books are out of whack, then you're certainly going to be on the other side of things. So you guys closed out last year, I believe, JV, correct me. I think we were in 9 or 8. We're inside the top. 9. I think we were 9 on the planet, capital L planet. Yeah. So you guys do a great job. If you have people in production here at this market center, but don't forget, profit share runs nationwide. So if you have a friend in Arizona, you have a friend in Dubuque, we can tee those conversations up and find the TL out there and ensure that they'll protect the conversation for you. Whole nother conversation, if you want to have a conversation with Nathan about this, is revenue share, which is basically profit share globally outside of the continental U.S. And that is quarterly based on revenue. Completely different conversation, but you can recruit talent to KW on the entire planet. So think about who you want to be in business with. Think about the person that was a wonderful waiter or waitress. The guy, John, the other night was phenomenal.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes. Yeah, he was great. Yeah. The barista that is selling you the $70 macchiato at Starbucks, if they can do that, correlate it, they could probably sell a $700,000 house. It's the same. It's the same skill set. It's just a different industry. And if people have the je ne sais quoi, that thing, that it, it's translatable. So
Yeah,
don't overthink it.
so true. Yep, I totally agree with you there. And I mean,
So
some of our best people have come out of the service industry.
So if you were, here's my guess, because Nate's probably going to want to golf and boat. He might be like, listen, we'll pull two people. I'm not making any promises, but I feel like Nate's going to want a boat day and a golf day, depending on what gets chosen. Don't worry. Obviously, Nate and JV will coordinate with you when you choose your said prize. There will be rain dates, all that kind of stuff. But we'll try to get it in before it snows, obviously. So don't forget, swing or swim into summer, your opportunity to send warm leads to JV. It's a reverse bold 100, basically, but it's a reverse bold in general. And if you don't know what that is, rather than making your 100 conversations out, you're asking people to send conversations in. So that's what we're asking for. JV and I and some other staff members are in a class right now where the heat's turned up and we are very competitive, and we want our market center to blow all the other market centers out of the water. So we want to talk to as many people as possible, and JV's looking for you. We have to do that thing like what's the guy with the is it Uncle Sam? Where if you move, no matter where you move, the finger's still pointing at you, which is super rude. But yeah, what is Grandpa Lindsay doing? I'm having a stroke. It's Monday. It's early. Yeah. JV's like, what is he doing right now?
I don't know. At least it's not the middle finger.
Yeah. Wait till after lunch. She comes out.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I got to get my cuticles fixed before I do that. JV, thanks for hanging out.
No, thank you for having me. I love doing this with you. You're amazing. It's like crazy to think how long you have been doing Quick Start as well. And yeah, it's amazing.
I'm pretty sure when we did the first one, I had less gray hair.
Oh, I'm sure.
Kaylee has a headshot. It was May 2015 is when we started, right? And I assure you, because she has the headshot, my last real estate sales headshot, and there's very little gray hair. So it is great. And then she has a side by side, which is horrifying. They're gonna put it in the Smithsonian on the wall of shame.
Always the side, Kaylee and the side by side.
She loves it. She loves it. All right, everybody, we appreciate your time, and it does not fall past us that you guys can get up every day and go play anywhere, and you choose to fight with us, and we really appreciate that. So if there's any way we can help, you got a warm lead for JV at 603-682-3218. Your broker calls are heading right to Jason Louisius Westcott. That is 603-235-2459. Did I get that right? 234-2589. 234-2589. Yeah, I totally mixed that one up.
I would have to look it up on my phone, which I'm using.
It's 234-2589. Trust me. And they all have them on hot speed dial anyway. So
exactly.
Jason's got your broker calls, and you can check in with him on Keller TV at 1 o'clock. JV is looking for your warm leads for the Bold 100 to swing or swim into summer at 603-682-3218. I hope you're all taking this down. There'll be a quiz later. And if I can help, it is 603-834-2856. You can book my face as well at meetwithcoach.com. We're going to see you on the internet and around the market center. Have a phenomenal day. Bye-bye.